How's it going, guys? Positive Key back with another video for you. Just wanted to drop one to let you guys know RuneScape 3 has a little beta testing going on with their new combat systems. So, if I can pull up the patch notes here. So, basically, all the combat styles are going to have a whole different structure to them. They're taking out the threshold ability types, move to abilities like necromancy. All the styles, combat styles, are going to be increased to level 120. Uh, you can basically run all of those as a multi-class setup. So that's what this means. Like, you don't have to always run straight melee. You could run multiple styles at the same time. Reducing the number of abilities by removing redundant and rarely used options, which is pretty cool because there's a lot of abilities most people don't use, uh, which they say right underneath it too. Uh, Reducing keyboard bloat. I'm going over this as I'm seeing it as well. So, so they're gonna introduce the ability bars a lot more simple, 1 and 2, and then add them in like World of Warcraft does, kind of. Every time you get an ability, teach you how to use it, which I like, because then people actually know what they're using instead of spamming buttons because they show damage. Animation and combat flow, quality bar, necromancy reset, improve visual clarity and reduce screen bloat, improve the progression of abilities to feel more natural, improve the floor of abilities with unlockable upgrades. It's fine for upgrades and abilities to be powerful, but moving from a regular to a greater ability should never drastically alter or unlock the style. I kind of agree. Alright, so range basically maintains its on-hit identity, extending its via the use of 2 new self-buffs. Imbue Gales, an ability which provides bonus damage on hit for duration. Imbue Shadows, an ability which provides adrenaline on hit for duration. All the abilities that are going to be removed from this are going to be Unload, Rout, Salt the Wound, Dazing Shot, Tight Bindings, Demoralize, and Needle Strike. They brought back Shadow Tendrils. I like that. The ability modification. They're making Ricochet basically AoE first ability instead of knocking all the enemies right off the rip. Incendiary Shot. To fully play into the range on hit effects, they replaced the Incendiary Shot with a self buff which generates additional adrenaline on each hit. This serves to cement on hit within ranged core's ability kit, while reducing the reliance of crits, which another good one. Bombardment has an overall adrenaline cost and damage reduced. I'm not going to go over every one, just the main abilities here. Short cooldown added. Yeah, I like that. Imbue Gales, similar to Imbue Shadows, this serves as a way to introduce on-hit effects much earlier and within the core ability of ranged. This provides a small amount of bonus damage on hit to better incentivize using it before high hit count abilities, rapid fire and dead shot in particular. Basically adds it into your rotation for the ranged people out there. Okay, so melee. While range and magic focus on ammo, melee derives all of its nuance through the use of weapons. Maintaining its dual wielding and two-handed weapon ability variants, it provides flexibility within your rotation, depending on your specific needs. We're leaning out into on-kill and on-next attack effects to hammer home melee's burst damage. Okay, so basically they're going for high DPS in small amounts of time here. Several abilities been removed. Okay, so the abilities that have been removed are Decimate, Havoc, Smash, Slaughter, Destroy, Massacre, Balance Strike, Blood Tendrils, Forceful Backhand, Kick, Cleave, Quake, Frenzy, Stomp. The ability mod, Bleeds are niche sub build within melee, supported by various pieces of equipment. To better support these, Dismember has been converted into a 3-cast ability incorporating existing bleeds into its identity. Okay, so basically you have to hit this three rotation to get it to work to the full effect. The first cast Dismember, then Slaughter, then Massacre. Sweet. So basically they're gonna make it so that you could this is your high ability here, high damage ability. Which in my opinion it should be. Sever, another bleed one. You know you found that lost some variation between dual wield and two-handed. Damage. Okay, so they added hits to dual wield and a little bit longer to hit with two hands. And made it more AoE damage. Flurry. Turn into a greater, and while like the Fury used to reduce Berserk Adrenaline, it wasn't something we wanted to bring into the base version, as it would sit into an awkward place. Either the ability effects does not become unlocked until much later, there's a new trap early on, and you unlocked it far too late to have a meaning effect. Alright, so basically you're gonna unlock this early. They're trying to make it so you don't lean on this so much, that's what it is. Like I said, not gonna go over each one, just the main ones that people use. Ability book. Okay, so whole refresh for the abilities UI. We removed the strength book in its entirety. Melee abilities are now grouped up into one book, simplifying the UI and getting another ability book off your screen. All melee attacks have been converted to require attack levels instead of strength. Strength now serves to unlock specific weapons, Ezekiel, for example, and offers increased damage throughout its leveling benefits. Namely increased damage per level and increased critical strike damage at level thresholds. Alright, for magic. So magic maintains its two core playstyles, critical strikes and burn/bleeds. Several abilities have been modified to fit within these playstyles and to allow the identity to come through before the inclusion of endgame weaponry. So they took out Deep Impact, Metamorphosis, Horror, Shock, and Rack. Ability mods: Concentrated Blast, Sonic Wave modified, Dragon Breath has been modified. Okay, so basically increased damage on combusted targets. Okay, combust lasts much longer. Basically flipping this into this. New abilities. Runic Charge. Rack has been replaced with Runic Charge, which deals no damage but greatly empowers one of your next magic abilities. This provides variation in your gameplay. Need to reduce the adrenaline cost of your next attack. Empower Sonic Waves. Fishing for critical strikes for your Fractured Staff of Armadillo. Perhaps maybe Empower Concentrated Blast is for you. And the basic attacks. So they unified the attack speeds across the game. Fastest and fast weapons utilize a 2-second GCD for their basic attack only. This provides some interesting nuance whereby attacking more rapidly may be more beneficial for spell or ammo effects, such as ice barraging targets to keep them away without making two-handed weapons feel slower. Work in progress. So the default action bars also have been adjusted to include only the core abilities for each style. These have not been generated with Revolution or any specific scenario in mind. So, they modified all the abilities unlock order. All three styles have had their unlock order for abilities modified to better support the player journey. As an example, when you first set foot in Galanor and you're killing a goblin for some armor, you'll begin by basic attacking repeatedly, building up adrenaline that you don't yet have a way to use. Next, we unlock your basic spender ability. Here we introduce you to a very basic rotation. Build enough adrenaline to use your spender ability, then use it to increase your damage output. This is layered on throughout your journey, introducing complexity where appropriate. The full level unlock order are as follows: Basic Attack 1, Adaptive Strike 6, Assault 7, Overpower 15, Fury 21, Hurricane 37, Flurry 45, Dismember 50, Backhand 54, Punish 60, Barge at 65, Pulverize at 71, Berserk 76, Meteor Strike 90, Chaos Roar 92. Magic, you have Basic Attack level 1, Wild Magic level 3, Sonic Wave level 6, Dragon Breath 14, Omnipower 20, Runic Charge 38, Combust 44, Chain 51, Impact 54, Second Charge at 70, Asphyxiate is 59, Smoke Tendrils 65, gotta do the quest for it, Concentrated Blast 66, Detonate 71, Corruption Blast 75, had to have the codex for it, Sunshine 76, gotta have the quest for it, Magma Tempest 85, gotta have the codex for it, Tsunami level 90, now onto the ranged. Basic attack is level 1, Snapshot level 2, Snipe level 7, Piercing Shot 13, Dead Shot 21, Bombardment 36, Binding Shot 54, Imbued Gales 58, Rapid Fire 62, Shadow Tendrils 65, you have to have the quest for it, and the second charge of Binding Shot is at 70, Ricochet is at 67, Corruption Shot 75, you have to have the codex for it, Death Swiftness 76, have to have the quest for it, Imbue Shadows 90, no requirements. So, next thing to help the newer players. In the live game, while leveling up, abilities are automatically placed on your action bar. This behavior we're not a fan of. It muddies up our freshly made combat bar and doesn't introduce the abilities to you. In contrast, we're introducing necromancy style UI tutorials upon level up, which give brief introduction to your ability, prompting you to hover over it to understand your new ability. While this won't benefit those who have strong knowledge of the game, the tutorialism gives newer players a better grasp on what abilities to use, without holding their hands on how to use them. These won't be introduced during this beta, but have removed abilities from being automatically placed on your action bar in preparation. Okay. So basically all this stuff is just making it simplified, making it easier. I like it. Like I said before, they're moving in the right direction. At least it seems like they're trying much harder on RuneScape 3 this year, and I appreciate it as a player. So if I could see it, hopefully it keeps on going. That's all my hopes are. So, alright. Removal of weapon locked abilities. With the new abilities set for ranged and magic, none of their set made sense, as specifically dual wielding or two-handed weapon abilities as such. These restrictions have been removed. Feel free to be a magician using a wand and an orb book, or have a staff at your heart's content. Conversely, melee has a few weapon-specific abilities. While it makes sense for an archer to be able to fire multiple shots using whatever type of weapon they have, or a magician being able to channel magic regardless of their magical weapon. The impact of the melee weapons varies greatly depending on the weight and size of the weapon they wield. As such, where ranged and magic have their ammo and spells, melee has its weapon variation. So basically there's no weapon locked walls anymore. Solid food improvements. In the early game, solid food can feel like a bit of a noob trap whereby your lack of health regeneration and lifestyle effects mean that you're eating more food, leading to adrenaline loss and therefore being unable to use your high impact abilities to address this. We've taken a dual approach. Remove the scaling factor from food based on your constitution level. Previously, eating a shark, for example, at constitution level 20 would only heal you for 500 life points. This drastically reduces the value of high level food in the early game. Food that previously scaled based on constitution level will now heal a flat amount. The adrenaline cost from food has been reduced from 10% to 3%. Now that basic abilities generate 9% adrenaline, 3% means that you're never going to be bogged down from eating food, even if you were to chomp on your sharks every tick you could. You would still be gaining some adrenaline. Bug fixes. An issue where ability IDs were shuffled around, causing mischief on your action bars during the last beta has been resolved. You may need to re-import your save into the beta before this to take effect. Basic attacks now generate Icy Chill stacks when using When arrows, and non-basic abilities will now convert Icy Chill into Icy Precision and benefit from them, i.e., ranged adrenaline costing abilities will all benefit from them as expected. For ranged, a lot of the hit timings have been manually adjusted, however, a few still remain to be addressed. Notably, the blowpipe hit timings. As your hit timings are no longer based on your weapon type, we suggest you remove your blowpipe and the dart overrides for the beta. And also, if you're wondering how do you get into the beta, just head to the taskbar and close any jagex launchers that you have. Click the link right here on this website. When you type in RuneScape beta or RuneScape uh, testing, something like that, it'll probably pop up. I just typed in RuneScape. It was right on the main website. When on first login, your live save is imported into the beta. You can re-import your save into the beta once per hour. Once you've given the changes a try, share your feedback with them, and you could go through Discord or Reddit to get a hold of them. Those are the patch notes on the beta, and hopefully this helps somebody out. If it did, make sure you like and subscribe. It helps me out more than you can imagine. And as always, stay positive out there, guys.